The top 10 acting performances from the Andrew Garfield cinematic universe, ranked. Acting legend and future DILF Andrew Garfield has a very extensive acting history, and you can tell he gives his all in every single one of his performances. He seems to be a man written by a woman most of the time and stole every Gen Z and Millennial's heart as Spider-Man back in the day. But he's known for a lot more than playing Peter Parker these days. Here's a ranked list of the top 10 acting performances from the dreamy Andrew Garfield cinematic universe. Out of all the Andrew Garfield movies, this one just scraped being ranked. Not for anything dear Andrew did wrong, of course, but the movie is just so weird. It basically follows this random dude, Andy G, who meets a girl once and gets totally fixated on her when she completely disappears. She's not in her apartment, with friends, or at her job, so where is she? In a cult, living out her days irreversibly sealed into a luxury bunker. Don't watch if you're claustrophobic. Breathe is one of those movies that just has Oscar written all over it. Andrew's performance here is amazing. Unfortunately, the movie didn't break any records, but it definitely made everyone watching turn off their televisions in tears at the end. Most of the praise in this movie went to Jessica Chastain, who starred right next to Andrew Garfield for most of the movie, but that won't stop this amazing acting performance being ranked on the list. He really gave his all in a much more light-hearted role compared with his usual films that leave me feeling distraught or empty inside. Although he's a side character, Andrew really carried this amazing movie and stole the show many times. If you've seen it, you'll definitely remember that traumatizing scream scene. Andrew said in an interview that he had to refilm it 8 times. Can you imagine that? No comeback will ever top sorry. My Prada's at the cleaners along with my hoodie, and my fuck you flip-flops, you pretentious Dutchback. This movie was one of Andrew's best acting performances ever. If I'm being factual, this should be a lot higher on the list, but I just fancy Andrew Garfield too much in the Spider-Man movies, so please don't come for me. If you weren't already having a blessed day, you should definitely get comfy and binge Under the Banner of Heaven, one of the most insane yet gripping shows I've ever seen. The series follows the lives of a group of LDS after a murder takes place, in which Andrew is the key detective. Literally sobbed every minute. It was a very eye-opening drama. Nothing will ever top being in the cinema for this very moment on opening night. Childhood's worst AVD. Kids will now know that Tom Holland isn't the only Spider-Man around. Sorry, Tom, still love you. It actually makes me emotional that Andrew and Toby went to watch this film together without anybody knowing the day it came out. 2021 really was a time. This is definitely for his amazing acting. Definitely. For a movie about being scared to get older, this movie is proof that Andrew Garfield actually defies the laws of aging. My favorite Hollywood DILF ages like fine wine, and what an amazing singing voice he has too. Did you know he got the part without ever singing to the casting directors? Keep in mind that he's never sung before in his career. He's a man of so many talents. Aside from that, he does an absolutely perfect job of playing Jonathan Larson, and if you haven't downloaded the entire soundtrack on Spotify, you definitely should.